Good morning, students. Students, I suppose you have made notes of whatever we have done in the last session, right? At least some points you have taken down. Yes, no? Yeah, I know. Because you will be evaluated on those particular things. For example, if I give you a, let us say, a small project to solve one, you have to make use of whatever has been taught to you in the analysis of that project, right? So you need to have those points. You need to make those points rather and keep them. Of course, by this end of the day or maybe by tomorrow, I'll be sharing with you the notes also, the full-fledged notes on whatever we have done in session 1 and whatever we will be doing in session 2. Okay, so you have proper notes also and you are making your own points, your own notes to understand what is going on in the sessions, and you can maintain those notes so that if there is a project in for the assignment, you can work on those projects with the help of those particular points and notes. Okay? We'll just wait for another 2 minutes. Let the others also join. Some students are still joining. So does anybody recollect as to what we have done in the last session? What all points were discussed in the last session? Anybody?
We discussed about data engineers, what are their job, data analysis, data scientists, business analytics, and business intelligence analytics.
Okay.
Then we talked about the key aspects of data analysis and then the different types of data analysis.
Okay, can you tell me what points you have made regarding data analytics? What are the key aspects?
Process, where you have to collect and organize and clean the data. Goal is to find the patterns and correlations. Techniques, where you have to use your statistical mind. Scope, where you have to see the market perspective. And importance, where why you need the raw data and why you need to convert it into some meaningful data.
Okay. That's good. Really good. Yes. Anyone else has made any notes? नियति विश्वकर्मा नोट्स किया है, लिखा है कुछ क्लास सेशन में?
Yes, sir.
तो
Regarding the key players, the engineers, their skills, like data engineers, they help in developing and maintaining the data frameworks which make the data available for the business and all. Then the skills they require, the data analysis, they translate the numbers and figures into the simple language which makes it easy to understand to the other people, like the employees and everyone. Then data scientists, the one who analyzes and builds deep learning and predictive machines and modules and train them on the basis on past data. Then the business analyst and the business IA, and then the key aspects like the process, goal, technique, scope, collection, and importance. And then the different types of data analytics like descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive.
very good. So this is what I wanted, because when you're doing internship, you have to make notes of whatever things are being done, so that if a project is given, you are supposed to make use of all those things that you have learned in your projects, right? So going ahead with this, let us start with the session now. Today, what we will be doing is, I'll be starting with today something which is again a little bit technical. I'll be going to, and I will be starting with data analytics, the technical part. That is what we call as the CRISP DM framework. Okay, business and data understanding. So CRISP DM framework. So let us try to understand what is this CRISP DM framework, and also what is the framework for solving any particular problem with the help of data analytics. So you can say that we are going into the technical part, starting with the steps. So we have seen in the first session as to who is a data analyst, and what are the goals and what are the objectives and all that. And we have also seen the different types of data analytics which are there, like descriptive, diagnostic, and so on. So now going a little bit ahead, starting with the technical part. So we'll call this as basic business and data understanding. Okay, so let me share this with you. Okay, can you see my Excel sheet? I've written the session 2. Okay. So we will be starting with today. Business and data understanding. Okay, so business understanding and data understanding. This is the first thing that we are going to do. Because here you have to know the steps which are involved in business and data understanding. And those particular steps will be helpful for you, useful for you in solving any problem of data analytics. Okay, so let us first start with the introduction of this. That is, what is this business and data understanding that we are talking about? We are talking about what is called as a CRISP DM framework. Okay, so let me write that over here. It is called as CRISP DM framework. Now you have to remember the full form of this, because this is one of your basic frameworks which you are supposed to know for data analytics, and what it involves. What is the framework all about, that we have to know. So that is what we are going to study in detail today. So let us start with the full form of this. The full form of this is CRISP, is Cross Industry Standard Process. Cross Industry Standard Process. Okay, that is CRISP. DM, when I'm talking about DM, can you tell me what is DM standing for? It is data mining. Data mining, right? So it is nothing but CRISP DM framework, that is Cross Industry Standard Process for data mining. Now, what is the structure all about? What is this framework all about? Any analytics problem, if we are going to solve with the help of analytics, it has got multiple steps like data cleaning, preparation, modeling, model evaluation. So these are the different steps which are involved. So any data analytics problem solving will involve a number of steps, and those steps will be last time also we had seen in the session, data cleaning, preparation of data, data modeling, model evaluation. So these are the steps involved. Completing a typical analytics project may take several weeks, several months. And therefore, it is important to have a structure for it, because otherwise, every person will be doing something from their own side, and we will not be having a proper structure or a proper format or a proper layout of the project. So it has to go systematically. So any problem solving has to be done systematically. And those systems which are there should be within a particular framework. It should not be haphazard. It should be in a particular sequence. So it is required for us, because it is spreading over a number of weeks or months. It is necessary for us to see that, to ensure that we are working within the framework. Every person working on the data analytics project is working within the framework. And this structure for analytics problem solving is called as the CRISP DM framework. Okay, so it is a framework which is required for ensuring that all the steps which are involved in data analytics problem solving are within the framework. Like, for example, data cleaning, preparation, data modeling, model evaluation, all those things are going on systematically within a particular framework. So as a data analytics person, you will face a number of problems, you will face a number of challenges, which is ranging from understanding various business problems. Because when you go to every company, when you go to every business will have a different type of problem. Okay, every business will have a different type of problem, different type of objective, and choosing the best techniques to solve them will be your task as a data analyst. Okay, so you have to choose as to which is the best technique to solve the problem, to ensure that you are not getting lost within that data. That is because you are going to be facing a chunk of data, a mass of data. So ensuring that you don't get lost in that mass of data, the data scientists have developed a process to solve virtually any analytics problem in any industry, whether it is a pharmaceutical industry, whether it is a power generation industry, whether it is a textile industry, whether it is an infrastructure industry, right? Any industry. And that is the reason why we call it as cross-industry standard process for a data mining. That is CRISP. Okay. So now you understand why that term has been given. CRISP, cross-industry. Cross-industry meaning that it is applicable for all types of businesses. It is applicable for all types of industries. It is a robust process which can solve virtually any analytics problem of any industry, right? Within a particular framework. Is that clear? So tell me now, what is going to be the full form of CRISP? What is the full form of CRISP? Tell me.
Cross-industry standard process.
Cross-industry standard process. And DM stands for?
Data mining.
Data mining.
Correct. Okay, so now I have told you what is the reason why we call it as cross-industry standard process. So now let us try to see what are the steps which are involved in that particular framework, in that problem-solving framework. What are the steps involved? Okay, the first step, we will be doing each of these steps. About 6 steps are there. So the first step is business understanding. Okay, first step is business understanding. Second step is, once you understand the business, next is whatever data you have collected, understanding that data. So data understanding. And each of these processes or each of these steps will be having maybe further steps also. So third is data preparation. Data preparation, because from the data that is collected, that data may be in a haphazard form, it may be in the unstructured form. So we have to prepare the data that is required for our purpose, for our analytic purpose, for solving our problem, our company's problem, right? Then data modeling will be the fourth step. Okay, data modeling. Fifth step will be model evaluation. Once you model the data, evaluation of that model. So model evaluation. Okay. And the sixth step will be nothing but deployment, that is application. So model deployment. And there will be iteration of this. Now, what is meaning of iteration? Iteration means that again we'll repeat the same steps. Okay. If we find that the model is not working to our requirement. So if the model is not working to our requirement, then it is necessary for us to ensure that we rework on that model. We will go back to the first case, try to understand maybe that we have misunderstood the business, or we have misunderstood the data that is given, misunderstood the objective of the business. So we'll try to go through the entire process again to check whether there are any errors or mistakes committed by us. So these are the 6 steps within the framework. So I can say that problem solving framework is made up of 6 steps. Okay. So now let us take each of these steps in detail to understand. And for that case, I will be, for that purpose rather, I will be making use of maybe a small case example. Okay. So data analytics cannot be done without the help of explanation and without the help of a real life example or a case example. So we have to support whatever explanations are being given with the help of case examples or live case studies, right? So let us try to start with the first one, that is business understanding. Okay, so the first one is business understanding. Now, business understanding means what? Let us try to understand that. Let us suppose that you are traveling by car. You know, this is the common example that we give to all the students in data analytics. Okay. Just a minute. So the first step is business understanding. Let us say that you are traveling by car. You are going from your house to a hill station or maybe on vacation. And suddenly in the middle of your journey, your car breaks down. Okay. So very simple or a common example given by all of us data analysts for explaining as to the initial stage, initial step, the first step. So your car breaks down in the middle of your journey. You have all the necessary spare parts, the toolkit is there. So you take out your toolkit and you try to repair the car. Now, car has broken down. From where you will repair, from where you will start with your repairs. You don't know what is wrong. You don't know what is wrong. You are trying to repair the car without knowing what is wrong. So for that purpose, what you should do? First, you should know what exactly is the problem. What exactly has gone wrong, which has led to the stoppage of your car, your breakdown of the car. So is there an engine problem? Is there a battery problem? Or is it a simple matter that you have run out of petrol or diesel? If you try to, repair the car by opening the engine and trying to repair the engine, and spend your entire time 4 to 5 hours on that, break your head as to what is wrong with the engine, but ultimately you find that there was no petrol in the car. It will be looking stupid and idiotic that you have wasted 4 to 5 hours trying to repair the engine when actually engine was proper, but there was no petrol in the car. So the first thing that you have to know is understand what is the problem. Okay. Same way for a data analyst also. The first thing when you go to a business to solve a particular problem, the first step is business understanding, meaning understanding the business, which particular industry it is falling in, what are the products which are manufactured, how many branches are there, how many employees are there, what is the production process. Understand the problems which are related to that particular industry. Understand the problems which are related to that particular company. That is of the first and most important thing, the first step. Until and unless you know what are the possible problems that are facing the industry as well as your company, your particular company, whichever company you have gone, you will not be able to proceed further. So you have to understand the problems which are faced by the company so that you can convert that into a well-defined analytics problem. Yesterday, I think in the last session, we were talking about converting numbers into language, right? Converting numbers into language. So that is the first thing that you are going to do. You may be having the problem with you. You may be knowing that it is problem where sales have declined of a particular company or the quality of the product is affected and you have to make changes to your production process, maybe, or maybe that you have to substitute your raw material with another raw material. So what is that particular issue? What is the problem that you have to identify? Is there a problem with the production process? So once you understand the company, once you understand the business, once you understand the problem that is faced by the business, you can convert that into a well-defined analytics problem. Once that is done, only then you can lay out a strategy to solve the problem, or else you will be doing an excellent job on a wrong problem, which was never there. You are solving a problem which was never there. As I told you, you are trying to repair the engine of the car, thinking that the engine has broken down. But ultimately, you find that there was no petrol in the car, therefore the car stopped. So it will look foolish on your part. So you will be coming out as an excellent mechanical engineer who has understood the entire engine of the car. But it is of no use because the problem was elsewhere. Right? So the first thing that you need to know, is the business, the company that you are going to, the nature of that company, the industry to which it belongs to, and then understand the problem so that you can convert that business problem into an analytics problem, and then develop a strategy for solving that. And only when you are able to figure out what is the problem, then you can experiment with whatever tools you are having. In our case, data analytic tools. In the case of the car, the toolkit में कौन सा tools use करना है. So that you will be able to understand only when you understand what is the problem with the car. Okay. Now let us come to a particular case example. Fine. So in the case example, I will take the case of a asset management company. So let us take an asset management company. Let us call this as Park Funds. This is the name of the company. AMC, we call it in short as AMC. All mutual funds have this asset management company. So there is an asset management company which is dealing with the funds which are invested by a lot of investors in a particular mutual fund. And those funds have to be managed. Managed in the sense, you have to ensure that those funds are invested properly in shares of companies, in bonds of the government or corporate bonds. So in different types of investments. Okay. Currently, this AMC or asset management company called Park Funds is handling funds worth $50 billion of investors. Okay. Now, what is the primary goal of the AMC? Okay. What is the primary goal of the AMC? Primary objective. The primary objective of the AMC is to generate and maximize profits. So generate and maximize profits for the business, for the AMC and its investors. So this is the goal of the AMC. This is the objective of the AMC. So now what should the AMC do? This AMC called Park Funds should be trying to identify new avenues, new sources of investment, new industries in which you can invest, new geographical areas where you can invest. Maybe that investment in your country is not possible or not profitable. Not possible, it is not profitable. So it is profitable to invest in some other country. Okay. So this is what has to be done by the AMC. Now let us say that you as a data analyst, you are working in this Park Funds company, in this AMC. Data analyst can be analyzing any problem. It can be analyzing the problem of an automobile company. It may be analyzed, he may be that a data analyst may be analyzing the problem of a pharmaceutical company, of an engineering company, of a textile company, of a finance company, of mutual funds, of banks. So data analyst doesn't mean that you are going to be, associated only with science related things. Data analytics का जो objective है is to solve a problem with the help of data analytics. And that problem can be in any type of business. So that is why it is important for the data analyst to understand the nature of the business. कि business क्या है? Objective क्या है? Goal क्या है? So now you know you are in that particular company. You are in that AMC called Park Funds, working there as a data analyst. So what is your role? What is your job? The job that you are having in hand is to achieve the objective of that company. And the objective of that company is to earn and maximize the profits for the investors. So to do that, what you should be doing, you should be able to identify and recommend sectors. Sectors matlab those particular industries which are most attractive for the investors. See, objective kya hai? Objective is to generate profits, maximize profits. तो उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए? You are a science student, right? I'm not denying that fact. But you are a science student, you have to solve every type of problem by converting that into a data analytics problem, by generating a model for that. That is your role, right? So you have to understand whatever may be the nature of the business, you have to understand the business first. Now, many times I, as a commerce student, I may be going for industries for audit purpose, and that industry happens to be a pharmaceutical company. Jisme various chemicals are there, various other solutions are there, which I don't know what they are about, because I am a commerce student. So anybody comes and tells me, okay, this is a acid, I will have to believe, क्योंकि मुझे कुछ मालूम नहीं ये acid क्या है, alkaline क्या है. So I don't know the difference. So I have to accept. कोई आके बोलेगा इसमें hydrochloric acid. I have to say yes because I don't know how to identify whether it is hydrochloric acid or not. But I have to conduct the audit. So you may be a science student. Maybe not. You are a science student doing data analytics. But then when you're going to businesses to solve their problems, you have to understand the type of business that is under your control, that you are working with. So now it is a mutual fund company, an AMC of a mutual fund company, जिसको profits maximize करना है. How do they maximize profits? By investing in shares and debentures and bonds of other companies. तो कभी profit आएगा when you are investing in profitable companies, profitable industries, profitable sectors which are most attractive for investors. Okay. Now, how to understand whether we are going to have a profitable, which are the profitable sectors? I am having a science background, so how do I identify कि commerce का जो mutual fund industry है उसमें which companies are going to be more profitable or which sectors are going to be more profitable or which what do you call industry is going to be more profitable. तो इसके लिए I may make use of AI. अभी मेरे पास जो है I have something called as perplexity. Okay, I have got something called as perplexity. सुना है ना नाम perplexity का? Have you heard about perplexity?
Yes.
Yes, no? सुना है कि नहीं सुना?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are several AI tools that I'm dealing with. So one day you will also be dealing with a number of AI tools. So I have got this. Can you see my Perplexity Pro का ये dashboard? You can see. Fine. Now I will go there. See, I'm a science student. मुझे शेयर्स के बारे में कुछ मालूम नहीं है, मुझे इंडस्ट्री के बारे में कुछ मालूम नहीं. So I have to generate a solution for the company that I am working for. और मेरा जो कंपनी है म्यूचुअल फंड कंपनी, they want to maximize the profits. So I have to advise the company which are the profitable sectors. Identify करना है. So I will just type over here. Please identify the most profitable sectors or industry for maximizing returns. So even though you don't have any knowledge about the share market, any knowledge about the industry, you can just go here. They will see. Now they have given to you most profitable sectors in 2026. Information technology, financial services, healthcare and pharmaceuticals, renewable energy, and they have given you the summary of all this. कि IT सेक्टर का सॉफ्टवेयर इंडस्ट्री का एवरेज 10 ईयर का रिटर्न्स कितना है. ओके, कंज्यूमर discretionary, then you have healthcare, then you have all these things, real estate, energy, investment banking. So all these things they have given ki what is the average returns and the net profit margin. So here you can identify ki which is the most profitable one. Correct? Real estate is there, FMCG is there. So key takeaway for high growth, IT and fintech are your best bet. So you are given the answer also. For stability, healthcare and FMCG, we are not looking for stability. We are looking for maximum profit margins, maximization of profits. Correct? Na? Apna objective hai maximization of profits. So for maximum profit margins, financial services, especially investment banking, leads globally. Given your location in Mumbai, because I am operating from Mumbai, this AI understands that I am talking from India's point of view, Mumbai point of view, Indian listed place, your place in IT, TCS, they have given you names of companies also. And Infosys, healthcare mein Apollo and Sun Pharma, renewable energy mein Adani and this Adani Green. So they have given you the sectors and they have given you the companies also in which you can invest, which will be most profitable for you. ठीक है? So if you are a science student, there is nothing to get frightened of. कि मुझे मालूम नहीं कि शेयर मार्केट कैसे चलता है, how the share markets function, which is the most profitable industry. Nothing to worry about. What you have to do is just go to some AI tool, find out which are the most profitable sectors, and then on the basis of that, you can develop your model. So there is no way that you can lose out anything or you can be less efficient than a commerce student. Nothing like that. Now you are having a lot of AI tools with you, so there is nothing to worry about. Because of the click of a mouse, you will get all the data. And you can see here, for in front of you, I have done this. I made use of Perplexity Pro. It's a paid version. And even if you go for a free version, it will give you the answer. So it will give you the data of the most profitable industry, as well as it will identify from which place you are coming from. If you want a global markets industry, you can put over there in your prompt. If from the global perspective, I'm looking for most profitable companies. That also it will give it to you. Since I did not mention anything, it identified my location and said that since I'm in Bombay, they are going to give me Indian-based companies. Well, so they have given me a list of Indian-based sectors or industries which are most profitable. और हर एक sector में companies identify करके दिया है, right? So that is good for me because I don't have to break my head or run to a person who's a commerce person and ask him for getting me the data. So these things are now easily available online, right? So the thing that we are going to make use of is for the objective, the objective I will keep in mind for generating and maximizing the profits. Okay, for generating and maximizing the profits, I have identified the industries in which I'm going to invest, and I've identified the companies in the industry which I'm going to invest. Okay, now business understanding has actually got 2 steps to perform. Okay, business understanding has got 2 steps to perform. So let us see what are those 2 steps. The first step is going to be determine the business objectives. That is what we had just said. Determine the business objectives. And the second step was identify the goals of data analysis. Identify the goals of data analysis. Okay? So 2 steps in business understanding. What we have gathered just now from our discussion is that business understanding will have 2 steps. First is determining the business objectives, and second is determining or identifying the goals. अपना goal क्या है? Company का goal है maximization of profits. अपना objective क्या है? As a data analyst, what is the objective that I am having? Right? First step is to identify business का objective क्या है. तो business का objective मैंने लिखा है कि objective is generate and maximize the profits. This is the objective. Generate and maximize the profits. The question is, how much profits are you expecting? How much profit is maximum profit, sir? Are you looking at 10% profit, 15% profit, 25% profit, 40% profit? Tell me as to what is the, you will ask the business, what is the maximum returns that you are looking for? And once they give us a figure, like say, Samjo, they are telling us 25% returns. So then I come to understand, or then I will be able to understand what should be my objective as a data analyst, that what objective I should be having to come out with my results. So sometimes you may decide to follow the current investment trends. Suppose the company says that we don't have any idea, but we want to maximize the profits. जितना भी ज़्यादा रहेगा वो अच्छा है. अभी figure नहीं मिला है, If I have a figure, I can work with that figure. If I'm not having a figure, and they are saying that no, whatever the profit is maximum that we want to have. तो अपने को पैसा मतलब पता कैसे चलेगा कि what is the expectation of the company? So then what we do is we follow the current investment trends. Okay, normally most of the investors are investing in which particular sector? Most of the investors are investing in which particular sector? Now, can I get that information with the help of AI tool? Let us see. I'll go once again back to my AI tool, that is Perplexity. देखते हैं जवाब देता है कि नहीं देता है, उसको भी मालूम नहीं. So I write here, give me the sectors in which investors do maximum investment. Okay, so I'm looking for those particular. See, I do not know. I got this particular answer. Because I got this from the point of view of most profitable sectors I asked. Which companies or which particular industries are giving the highest returns? Now the question was that I do not know which company is giving me highest returns, but I want to know, I do not know what is the expected returns of my AMC in which I am working. So I want to know कि normally investors maximum investment कौन से sector में, which industry. So now they are giving me breakdown of the sectors that attract maximum investor capital globally and in India based on 25-26 data. So again, you will find that technology and AI about maximum investment is there in the technological and AI sector to the extent of $500 billion in 2026. Second, it is financial services and fintech, which is expecting about $1.38 trillion. Okay, projected. Then is the energy sector, that is recently because of this West Asia problem. So they are now trying to have maximum investment in oil, gas, and renewables. Okay, and you can see here stocks up over 22% since January, driven by a 12% spike in oil prices. That is because of the West Asia crisis. Right? Then we have, so again, they have given us a trend. This table is given to us. Then industrials and advanced manufacturing, India-specific investment hotspots. Again, they have given. India में कौन से industries or sectors are more invested in? Fintech is there, electronics and semiconductors, e-commerce and consumer goods, healthcare, renewable energy, infrastructure, defense manufacturing, all these sectors. Right? So I get an idea as to कहाँ पर investment करना है, where I should be investing. Okay. So once I get an idea as to where I should be investing, I can set my goals also. Fine. Second step, identifying the goals for the purpose of data analysis. The first step we have seen, company का objective क्या है, business का objective क्या है. Second, now I have to identify कि मेरा objective क्या होना चाहिए. So ideally, we can compare the returns earned by different sectors like we did in the first case and use that particular analysis to decide which sector to invest in. The first outcome of that AI tool that was given. Sector-wise profits the other. So I will select that particular sector which is giving me the maximum profit. Alternatively, we can decide to look at the current investment landscape. What is the investment pattern? Invest in sectors where most investments are already present. And to do this, to achieve this, a number of analysis can be performed. For example, analysis as to how funding is spread across different sectors, or analysis to identify a cluster of sectors for potential investment. How one investor has invested across different sectors, okay, or analyze to identify a cluster of sectors for potential investment, right? So another example of understanding business objectives. This is one way of doing this. Another way of looking at it is to find out the high value customers for a particular type of business. High value customers का मतलब क्या है? It differs how your interpretation is. For a business, it is necessary to understand who are the high value customers. Those who give you highest revenue but have less connectivity amongst the investor community. Okay, so you may have one particular customer or one particular investor willing to invest $10,000, willing to invest $10,000, but he may be having contact with only three people, three other investors. So in that case, he will be able to bring in 10,000 into 3, $30,000 as his contact ka investment. So individually, he is a high net worth individual, he is investing $10,000. So let us take a higher figure, $100,000. A person is investing $100,000, that is $1 lakh, okay, in your company. So we can call him as a investor who is of a high value, who is getting in maximum revenue for your company. So now this particular investor has got two other investors with him. So totally there are three people in a group. So three people will be contributing towards your investment. So your maximum amount will be coming to $3 lakh. Okay. Now there is another investor who's willing to contribute only $500, or let us say is willing to contribute $5,000. But he has got contact in the investment community of 100 people. So he will be able to get in $5 lakh as investment for him. So now you have to decide कि 5,000 जो लेके आएगा, he is a high net worth individual or he is a high value customer for you, or the person who is able to bring in $1 lakh as investment for you, he is a high value customer for you. Because that $1 lakh वाला customer जो है वो दो और को लेके आ सकता है, तो total आपका investment हो जाएगा 3 lakhs. The person who is getting in $5,000, he has got contact with 100 other people in the industry, in the investment company. तो वो लेके आएगा 5,000 into 100, $5 lakh. So now you have to decide who is the high value customer for it. The one who is getting in the highest revenue, but connected to less number of people or less number of investors, or the ones who are most connected, who has got a wider circle of investors, but they may not be able to contribute individually a high. Okay, so you have to decide कि किसको रखने का है और किसको sacrifice करना है, with the objective of maximizing your profits. तो जो बिजनेस का जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है वो अलग अलग तरीके से we can get. So what is the objective and how you are going to achieve that objective? That depends upon your analysis, your understanding of the business. Okay, so that is a very first step, understanding the business. Any difficulty with this? Anything that you have not understood or you want to clarify? Clear with everything? Okay. Now let us come to the second one. Second one kya hai idhar? Data understanding. So let us take that. Data understanding. We are taking each of these steps individually now. Okay. Now, data understanding means what? Data understanding, or I would prefer to call it as raw data understanding. Instead of just data understanding, let me call it as raw data understanding. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of raw data understanding and how to achieve this? What are the steps over here that we need to do? After understanding the business, the objectives of the business, the goals of the business, and then defining your objective as a data analyst, the second step will be understanding the raw data. Okay. Once you get your hands on the data provided to you by the company for the first time as a data analyst, you would like to know what is the structure of the data. How many files are there? Okay. What is the nature of the data? Is it structured data? Is it unstructured data? Is it semi-structured data? Understand how the rows and columns of a table are related to each other. Can we bring out a relationship between the rows and columns? Whether something looks fishy in that entire data. For example, age of employees is given. Age of employees is given. And you find somewhere that it is written as -45 because age cannot be negative. That means there is error in the data. You have to clean the data. So there is error in the data. You have to clean the data. You have to understand how the data is going to be prepared. What is the data given to you first? And the key steps to understand the available data in order to solve the business problem. In order to solve the business problem. Abhi apna case study mein, business problem is to maximize the profits. So, from the data, what do we have to do? From the data, the first thing that we have to do is collect what is relevant, separate what is relevant and irrelevant. Okay, so collection of relevant data, that is the first step. So let me write down. First step, collection of relevant data, or I can call it as separation of relevant from irrelevant. Separation of relevant from irrelevant data. Okay, that is the first step. Second step, in the process of understanding raw data, what is the second step? The second step will be description of the data available. Third step will be exploring the data given. So second step, description of the data available. Data available. Third step, exploring the data available. Okay. So collection of relevant data, or rather separation of relevant from irrelevant data. Second, description of data available. Third, exploring the data. And fourth, verifying the quality of the data to remove errors. Verifying quality of data to remove errors. Okay, this is clear. Now, let us come back to our case study. Let us come back to our company. What is our company? An AMC, an asset management company, and called Park Funds. And we have to collect the relevant data, collection of relevant data. So first of all, I try to understand what is the nature of data that I'm having, whether it is structured, whether it is unstructured. If the data is already structured, structured means it is in a form of rows and columns. It will help us to understand the investment pattern, the investment scene actually, the investment pattern across different sectors. So it is given in a tabular form. Like apna AI tool mein dikhaya tha. They have given the sectors, they have given the investment in each sector, they have given the profit of each sector like that. So it is given in a systematic manner. Or it may be in the unstructured format, like news articles are there, Twitter feed is there, okay, about acquisitions, mergers, the share values, the returns. Or it may be like semi-structured data, like annual reports of different companies are given, from which I have to extract the data about the financial statements. So that is collection of relevant data. Second is description of data available. To describe the structured data, we can create a data dictionary. Okay. To describe the structured data, in that table, what all elements are there? Describing each element of the data, we can create a data dictionary that lists down the types of variables. For example, the sector, the name of the company. I've shown you in the AI tool. Sector was given. ये sector में कौन से companies है? So names of the companies, number of records, types of analysis. So all that we can have. Description of data available. So first is collection of data relevant to my analysis, or separation of relevant data from irrelevant data. Second is description of the data available. Okay, by identifying each element of the table, if it is a structured format, each element of the table, explaining what it is, trying to see whether there is a relationship. Third step, exploring the data, trying to see whether we can visualize the data, whether we can have some tables, some charts, some diagrams. Okay, make use of Excel, make use of R to understand the range of funding received by the companies. Lastly, we are talking about quality of data, verifying the quality of data to remove the errors. So here, once we have understood the entire data structure, whether it is structured data, unstructured data, whether we can get the visualizations of that, we can draw charts, okay? We can make use of MS Excel, we can make use of R, we can make use of Python, okay? Once we come to understand all these things, once we are able to examine the quality of the data and the address factors, trying to find out whether the data that is given to me is complete or not. Is the data correct or not? Is it authenticated or not? Is it having any errors? If there are any errors, how frequent are the errors? How common are the errors? Is there any duplication of records? Are there any missing values in the data? Name of the company is given, the results are not given. or the industry is not given. So something like that. So it is incomplete data, missing data is there. And if so, then how do we find the missing values? How frequent are the missing values coming into existence? So this is finding out the quality of data. Correct? So these are your 4 steps in the understanding of raw data. Any difficulty? Anything that you have not understood, please ask. Is it making sense to you when I'm talking? Are you understanding the example that we have taken? Are you able to correlate? Why I'm asking, because we are basically science students. I'm giving you example of a mutual fund company. So are you able to connect with all this and understand, correlate things? Only one student has answered yes, करके. What about the others? Doubtful है? सबको समझ में आ रहा है? Okay, now tell me, is the theory going on and it is quite boring for you? Or is it interesting once you understand the case study, since I'm doing it with the case study? So is the case study helping you to understand the steps properly? Or still there is some element of doubt? Anisha, समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Sana, are you able to understand? Everything is clear up till here?
Yes, sir.
That's good. Nice to hear. Om Patel says that it is better to understand with case examples, case studies and examples. Correct. So, that is why, I'm not just taking the points and explaining in air. So that is why at the beginning only, I just took the case of a particular type of company, so that every step, everything, every point that we're going to discuss, I can relate it to the company and you can understand what exactly we are doing. That is how I have to do data analytics with you, because tomorrow if I give you something like for a project, then you should be able to correlate things कि ये step के लिए क्या करना चाहिए, ये step के लिए क्या करना चाहिए. So once you know the nature of the industry, nature of the company, then you will be able to write the points. Otherwise, abstract में अगर मैं कुछ बोलूं तो आपको समझ में नहीं आए, right? So let us continue. So we have covered actually now 2 steps. 2 steps are covered. Business understanding is covered, data understanding is covered. Now we come to data preparation. Okay. Third step, data preparation. Data preparation is one of the steps which are there in data analytics, where the data analyst spends the maximum time, you can say, because he has to do cleaning of data, and make the data ready for the purpose of analysis. So, as I told you, that there may be errors in the data. So, in understanding of the data, we have seen that there may be some errors in the data. There may be some missing values in the data. There may be some duplication of records in the data. So now to clean all this and make the data relevant for the purpose of our analysis, ready for the purpose of our analysis. This data preparation is one of the most crucial elements of data analysis. Because if the data that we are going to make use of has some errors, then the output of that analysis will be also erroneous, will be also with errors. And if we are building a model on the basis of this data which is having errors, then that model will also give us errors in the output. So that is why we have this famous saying in computers also, in data analysis also, data analytics also. GIGO. GIGO means garbage in, garbage out. If your input is wrong, if your input is defective, your output is also defective. कभी कभी क्या होता है ना एग्जाम के टाइम पे, you guys will be having excellent experience and knowledge of that. Exam ke time pe I have studied properly. I have sat with the books and I have given the paper. Paper was also very easy. I'm expecting 85 out of 100. So after the exams, my parents asked me कि कितना expected है. I said paper is very easy. I should be getting around 85. जब रिजल्ट निकलता है तो रिजल्ट में 58 आता है. तो आई टेल माय पेरेंट्स कि भाई डोंट वरी, इट इज 85 ओनली, वो फिगर्स थोड़ा आगे पीछे हो गया, राइट. सो आगे पीछे क्यों होगा? अगर 85 है तो 85 ही बाहर आएगा. तो इफ आई टाइप 85, even now if on the Excel if I'm typing 85, then 85 will only come. When will 58 come? If I type 58, then 58 will come. Correct na? If I type 85, Excel will not show 58. So it is garbage in, garbage out. अगर input wrong है तो output wrong रहे. Correct? So data is normally spread over a number of files because the data is huge. Data is huge. So it is spread over a number of files. So bringing out that relationship, collating these particular files, selecting the particular required rows and columns based on your first objective, that is business understanding, is a major step in data preparation. You have to bring out the relationship. You have to collate the data set. So after collating the data set, we address the missing values and outliers. It is considered one of the most crucial steps in data analytics because all the models that we are going to construct will be built upon the data sets which are created and prepared by us. Right? So this is very important for us. So in the data preparation, what are the steps which are involved in data preparation? Can you give me as to what are the steps will be there in data preparation? Data को कैसे prepare करें? Just now I have told you that in data preparation, we find that data is spread across a number of files. So we have to correlate all those data. We have to collate those data, those files, put them into proper rows and columns. Okay. So what can be the data preparation ka steps? Give me 4 steps in data preparation. Let us see if we can give 4 steps.
Data cleaning,
Data, okay.
then data segregating,
Data segregating, okay. I will call it as formatting of data. Fine.
then correlating or
Correlating,
finding patterns,
okay.
and then putting them into rows and columns.
Good. Good effort. So this is what I wanted. You have to, once I give you an idea, you should be able to frame your answer. So it will be consisting of 4 steps. The first step will be integration of the data. Okay. First step, integrate the data. Second step, cleaning of data. Third step, constructing data. Constructing data. And finding out new features. Finding out new features which you have observed in that data. And the last one is formatting of data. Okay, integrate the data, clean the data, construct the data, find out new features, identify new features, new patterns, new trends. Okay, and then format the data. Let us take each one of them. If we require only how the investors have spread their investment across different sectors, then what is the relevant information for us? As a data analyst, I'm only concerned with a lot of data has come, a lot of information has come. Name of company, industry, who's the CEO, who's the CFO, what is the date of investment, all this data has come. But हर चीज मेरे लिए relevant नहीं. My job, my aim is to find out what is the pattern of distribution of every investor across different sectors. तो उसके लिए मुझे क्या चाहिए? I require only the funding and the sector of the company and the name of the company. That is relevant for funding pattern, how much of funds have come, name of the company, the industry to which it belongs to. Only these things are relevant for me. Date of investment, who is the CEO of the company, who is the CFO of the company. These are irrelevant factors. Okay. Second step, cleaning of data. As I told you, the data is having a lot of irrelevant errors. Some information is missing, or you say that some particular amounts are missing. So, second step is to ensure that the data is cleaned with all the discrepancies which were identified earlier, errors, missing values, and so on. Third step is constructing the data, creating derivative variables which were not originally present in the data, finding out new information. Okay. And finally, arranging or formatting the data in which we want to structure the data, because tomorrow I am only going to prepare models on the basis of the data that has been arranged and prepared by me only. So I want to prepare a valuation model tomorrow, and for that particular purpose, I should ensure that my data has been arranged in the proper format. Because if the format galat hai, then my model will also be wrong. The modeling tool also will be wrong. Okay, so that is your third step. Fine. So this is about, we have talked about the data preparation. Let us see what is the next step over here. Next step is data modeling. Okay. Next step is data modeling. Let us try to understand what is data modeling. We have a statement that we always believe in. In the case of a criminal, let us say we have caught a criminal and he has committed a crime. He is not confessing. He is not confessing. So how to make him confess that he has committed the crime? They say that the more you torture that particular criminal, the faster he will confess. The more you torture, the faster he will confess. Modeling is the center of data analytics. Data modeling is the center of data analytics. It is the heart of data analytics. So one can think of a black box of a flight which contains all the relevant data as input and gives an output which you are interested in. So the modeling of data modeling can be considered as a black box, which takes all this relevant data as input and gives you the necessary output, which you are interested in. So once we have cleared all the discrepancies in the data, once we have cleared all the errors in the data, the missing information in the data, we arrive at the most interesting stage of the framework. That is data modeling. You can think of data modeling as an abstraction, as a magic box, which has the knowledge, which gives you the knowledge by analyzing the data. By looking at the data, understanding the data, analyzing the data, I can develop a particular model or I can develop a particular trend. And on the basis of the trend, I can develop a model. For example, suppose I have details like numbers. Numbers are 4, 9, 16, 25, like this. This is my data. And in my data, I'm having all these numbers. If I look at the data very carefully, 4, 9, 16, 25, these are all squares of the numbers. 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25. Likewise, all the data, that means it is x into x time. Okay, that is a type of model that I will be having. That is a square of each number. So models are supposed to be mathematically sound, generally efficient, and easy to use and understand. Okay, so this is a general example of it. Let us come back to our case study. We are an AMC, asset management company. Okay, and I am the data analyst over there. One problem that we wanted to solve was which cluster of sectors, which group of sectors is considered to be the most attractive for investment by the investors. Okay, one of the problem was that we wanted to solve, which was the particular group of companies, group of sectors or group of industries, which is considered most attractive for investment by the investors. For this purpose, you have to group the sectors into various clusters in which investors commonly invest. And by examining this model, we can say that this model belongs to the family of clustering models. Once we know that it is a problem of clustering, that means least invested, moderate investment, high investment, like that when we are classifying. Once we know that it is of a clustering model, it's a problem of clustering, then it can be solved by one of the many algorithms that we have. What are the different algorithms which are there? K-means clustering algorithms, first step. Second, partitioning clustering algorithms. Third is hierarchical clustering algorithms. Fourth is association rule mining algorithms. So these are the different algorithms that we have, right? So once we know that the problem is of clustering, then in that case, we can use any of these algorithms and solve the problem. In our case, that is a case study that we have taken. Our business goal was finding out the most profitable sectors, maximizing the returns. And it was not for finding out every single type of sector which is there or cluster which is there. Therefore, we need to select the clustering algorithm that is most suitable for our analysis. Okay. In other words, modeling activity in the CRISP DM framework that we have spoken about since the beginning has got two major tasks. The first task is to understand the problem domain and select the appropriate family of models, which particular model is most suitable for solving. And the second task is to select the appropriate algorithm. First, finding out the model. Second, finding out the algorithm for creating that model from the chosen family of models. So this is the basic objective of CRISP DM framework. Any difficulty? Anything that you want to ask, anything that you want to clarify?
A rough definition for data modeling.
Can you speak a little bit louder?
A rough definition for data modeling.
I'll come to that. You are asking for definition, no? Or you are asking for different types of models?
Definition.
Okay. Because different types of data models are also there. Data algorithms are also there, which I just named to you. Anything other than this?
The types of algorithms. Can
Types
you
of
repeat?
algorithms. Okay, I just gave you a list of the algorithms which are there. I'll repeat the types of algorithms. You are having the K-means clustering algorithm, partitioning clustering algorithm, hierarchical clustering algorithm, association rule algorithm, association rule mining algorithm. I once again repeat. K means K capital, means means clustering algorithm. Second, partitioning clustering algorithm. Third, hierarchical clustering algorithm. Fourth, association rule mining algorithm. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So someone asked me about data modeling ka definition. If you remember in the last session, we were talking about architectural framework. Do you remember the architectural framework that we were talking about? Yes, no?
Yes.
So data modeling is a key process in designing that architectural framework and organizing data structures to support that efficient storage, retrieval, and analysis of information. So last time, if you remember, we were doing something on data storage. And what was it called? It was called, I gave a name to it.
Data repository.
Absolutely. Data repositories, right? So it is the architectural foundation for any warehousing system, data storage system. And effective data modeling can help in the organization of this particular data into the data warehouse for their analyzing, for their analysis purpose, and defining the different types of data in an organization which is collected. That is data modeling. It is a process of designing and organizing the data. So when you create a structured format or representation of a data, when you put it in a particular format, that is data modeling. The goal is to simplify the complexity of the data structure so that visual mapping can be done of how different elements relate to each other. So you can move easily from one particular set of data to another and correlate the data sets which are available to you. Okay, so it is a framework, it is a system, it is a process of doing all these things. So as I told you, data modeling is also having different types of data modeling are there. So you have what is called as conceptual data model. You have got the logical data model. You have got the physical data model, right? So if you're talking about data modeling, you can have definition as I gave you. And along with the definition, you can also remember the different types of data models that you can have. A conceptual data model, a logical data model, and a physical data model. Right? Anything else? Any other question? Up till here, everything is clear? No issues. So let us, in brief as to now, again, let us go through what we have done. So today we started with business and data understanding, the CRISP DM framework, and we had discussed what is the CRISP DM framework, the full form of CRISP DM, the 4 steps, the 6 steps which are involved in the framework, starting with business understanding, data preparation, data modeling, model evaluation, and model deployment. Out of that, we have done business understanding, raw data understanding, data preparation, and data modeling. Okay, can anybody explain to me this particular point? Description of data available. Description of data available. Can you explain to me?
It says that what is the type of data.
Meaning, what is
It
the
gives
type of data?
it gives a description of the data, like what is the type of the data, whether it is somebody's age or it is talking about the company's profit, etc.
So it gives us the type of data. So can I say that it helps us to understand whether data is structured or unstructured or semi-structured, like that?
Yeah, is it in rows, columns?
Okay. Anybody else can give me the meaning of this?
In the description, by using that, we can create a data dictionary which has the name of the company, which includes all the information related to the company.
Okay. Fine. What are the steps in data understanding? What are the different steps in data understanding?
A collection, description, exploring, and verifying the quality of data.
Okay. Explain in one line each one of them.
By collecting the data, we can look at the relevant data and distinguish between the relevant data and irrelevant data. In description, we can create a data dictionary which has all the information regarding the company. Exploring the data, we can try to see and visualize the data that we have collected by creating charts or any graphs or something like that. And in the 4th step, by verifying, we can identify the errors, duplications, and verify the quality of data by doing that.
Okay, good. Let us come to the last step now. Rather, the last 2 steps. Model evaluation and model deployment. We can take them together. So let us take both of them together. So we have step number 5 and 6, model evaluation and model deployment. So I'll take them together. So model evaluation and model deployment. Once we have generated the type of model that we need to evaluate the data and the algorithms which are required. For example, the k-means algorithm. These models can be tested to check whether we are talking about evaluation. These models can be evaluated or tested to check whether they are effective enough in solving the current problem. That is called as model evaluation. Okay. So the k-means algorithm and the hierarchical model, they will always give you a model, but all models may not be correct or useful. For example, when we took that case of the numbers 2 square 4, 3 square 9, 4 square 16, and 5 square 25, we may have got a model which is x into x. Okay. But if I look at the first two values, or rather the first value, the first value was 4. So I can take it as 2 plus 2 also. The second value is 9. I can take it as 4.5 plus 4.5 also. The third value was 16, which can be written as 8 plus 8 also. The fourth value was 25, which can be written as 12.5 plus 12.5. So I can write it as x plus x. X plus x. So I can have two models. One is x into x, which is actually x square. And I can have another model which is x plus x. But x plus x will not be a correct model. A more appropriate model, a more suitable model, you can say, is x into x. Because whatever is the value of x, when I square that, if I'm getting a number, if I take x plus x, I may not be getting the number 16. If my number is, say, 5, 5 plus 5, I may not get 16. 4 plus 4, I may not get 16. So that x plus x ka model may not be holding good, may not be appropriate. I'm saying may not be appropriate. And therefore, it is an incorrect model for these numbers 4, 9, 16, 25, and so on. Okay. So we say that we have to check whether the model that we have selected is going to be applicable throughout universally for all the values of the given data. The CRISP DM model or framework does not end with the last stage of model deployment. The most important thing to note is that the CRISP DM model is an iterative process. I told you this in the beginning also. Iterative process meaning that after we find that we evaluate the set, we evaluate the model. And on evaluation of the model, if we find that it is not suitable, then we go back to business understanding, data understanding. And again, we come down to preparation of model. So this is what we have to learn. That is, modeling and evaluation together is an iterative process in which the models are changed. For example, you tell me, sir, 9 plus 9 can be written as 4.5 plus 4.5. 16 can be written as 8 plus 8. 25 can be written as 12.5 plus 12.5. Now, what argument you are giving for the time being, it is okay. But if I take any number and add it to itself, will I get a number in that series? The answer is no. So I will have to go back to the data preparation stage and then develop the model all over again. So it is an iterative process in which the models are changed. I change the values and see whether I get the desired results. Only then, when the models are tested once, twice, thrice, then we confirm the model and say that it is ready for deployment and use. Okay, so business data is fed into this model, and we see what is the outcome of the data that is fed, that is the result of that data, and they are used to inform business decisions on an ongoing basis, right? So this is what data evaluation and data modeling is all about, right? Deployment is the application, is the implementation, checking whether it is giving us the correct result or not. Evaluation, whether we are getting the desired output or not. If not, we have to go back. Iteration, right? So that completes a particular part of this data analytics. Today we have done. So every lecture I will be scheduling a particular topic to be done, and I will be taking that up for discussion, right? So I have got 2 sessions which are done with you on the data analytics. I will be giving you notes on that. I expect you to go through all the points that we have covered and collaborate that with the notes that have been given. Exactly the same points I have covered in the notes also. I will be covering in the notes also. And see whether it makes sense, because I put the same example. Whatever I'm giving you here, I will be putting the same example in the notes also, so that there is no confusion, there is no misunderstanding, right? Fine. We'll stop here for today. We'll continue in the next session. That is on Thursday. Thursday again, we'll be meeting at same time. That is at 11 o'clock, 11 to 1, right? So in the meantime, I will be sharing the notes with you. I want you to go through the notes, because soon I will be giving you a small project. Fine. Thank you. Have a nice day.